Hi there, I'm Becky Franklin from the Ultimate Home Gym, and welcome to our Fit Pro series.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another edition of Fit Pros. Today we have Eric Bols with us, who is a phenomenal trainer. We've known him for a few years, and I'm super excited to have him with us today. So Eric, thank you for joining us.
Yes. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So the first question, Eric, just tell the viewers a bit about your history with fitness and exercise, and kind of what your focuses are and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So, been in the industry for 15 years and just kind of got away from this a desk job that I just couldn't handle anymore. And I needed to just get back to moving and dealing with people one on one. And kind of just led me to that career path and to study it, and just kind of fell in love with it. And was so glad that I made that move away from the desk jockey job. And so I've been doing it for 15 years. And for the last 10 years, 10 years ago, I founded Advanced Form Fitness, which is my own business, and more specifically to train golf specific and rotational sports.
Nice.
Yep. And and here we are, still working through, staying, trying to push forward in these interesting times.
Very. Yes. So that kind of leads into the first question we have is, okay, so COVID hit, right? And we're all doing our thing, and then COVID comes out and hits us. How has COVID affected, changed your business? And what are some surprises, positive or negative, that you sort of have or had during this COVID pandemic adjustment?
Right. Well, leading into when it all went down, I was working at two big private clubs, downtown and uptown, and great places to work, beautiful facilities, got every piece of equipment you could ever imagine. And, you have access to clients and to programs that they would have. And, you have opportunity for lead generation coming through consultation and just for being there on the floor. Right. So, great place to work, great team, learned a lot there. And, but then obviously they had to shut their doors down, and they're still basically the one downtown in the business district closed since March last year. And the other one was on and off. So yeah, that was obviously a bit of a shock, and I'm sure it was kind of a shock for you guys have to go through the same type of thing, right? I mean, the industry basically just got dumped.
Total dump.
Yeah, so it was a pretty big shift. Everyone was, myself, a bit of a stress, obviously, but then I had to just shift. Everyone was talking about virtual training, and had to make that shift over, and took about half of my clientele online.
Good.
Those who were, willing to do it and give it a try, because everyone was kind of new to the Zoom calls and everything else, right? So, but the one surprise was that it did the virtual training platform. I didn't know much about. I wasn't using it before, and it was surprising that how well and efficient and effective it was to be able to train people like one-on-one, as long as they had the space and they were comfortable with getting it going. But it did allow for us to continue the training, which was great, and I'm able to do a bit of small groups as well, so that's cool. Yeah. And I think the other positive thing was, like, obviously we're all in a crisis. The industry was in a crisis. My business was in a crisis, but I just kind of forced myself to push through and kind of reevaluate where I stand as a brand, and where I was lacking was putting effort and time into my own business, Advanced Form Fitness. So it did give me some time and some space to think about where I wanted to be, how do I want to position myself in the industry, and it really allowed me to create an opportunity within the crisis and try to develop my niche. Because as we all know, like, the whole virtual training platform became very, very busy, very quick, very saturated with a lot of people doing the same type of things. So I was, I do golf specific, I do mobility, I do fascial work. So I felt like I was able to I'm still working on it, obviously, but to try to just narrow down something specific that stands out in the crowd. Right. So that was definitely good.
Yeah, that's good.
We noticed the same thing. Like, when it just forces you to rethink and reevaluate almost everything, because when your existence is fitness, which yours and ours existence is fitness,
Yeah.
And as we know it, was turned upside down. Like it was just totally wiped off the map, so to speak. So it just forces you to sit there and be like,
Yeah.
well, now what?
What
Like,
do I want in my life? Where do I want to take things?
Yeah.
Like what's there's opportunities now, right? Like doors closed, other ones open, but you got to sit and, evaluate and think about it before you make a decision.
Yeah.
And you got to be okay with that uncomfortable scenario for a little bit. And if I think as entrepreneurs, even if I was working at those big clubs, you're still trying to build your own business. People know who you are based on what you do. And I've been, the ups and downs of the industry has always been a part of my career as a trainer. So I think if you have that entrepreneurial spirit, at least it forced you out of to make uncomfortable decisions, obviously because we had to. But I think we're, as entrepreneurs, are forced to make those decisions daily, almost
constantly. You constantly roll with it, right?
Yeah.
You can't get too comfortable.
You don't know. Yeah, you just gotta make a decision. Totally. So let's move on to so you said you work with golf specific. So I'm sure you work with like general population as well. But what is one common myth that some of your clients or most people think they have to do to achieve their fitness goal or golf goal? Golf goal, improve their golf game, that you want to debunk?
I think there's this constant there's an idea that we always have to constantly push the strength to just get better or further along in your fitness goals. And I just feel like once people start to understand that if they don't move well and they can't lift their arm here and the other one's way back here, if there's issues like that, then you're going to hit some kind of point where you're not going anywhere, or you're going to get injured, right? So I just really feel like if people can, and I try to educate my clients all the time, that the kind of the foundations are mobility, then stability, then you can build everything else on top of that. Then whatever you want to achieve, getting stronger, definition, sport performance, whatever it might be, that stuff gets better. So definitely been, that's been my MO since the beginning. It's kind of why I like being in that zone with my training philosophy, because I just believe it's so much, and especially as we get older.
Oh yeah, as you age and you get wiser, and hindsight is 2020. Yeah, you go.
Yeah,
I think I love what you said. Stability and mobility is the groundwork of any physical activity, right? I love that you said that, because I don't think people understand it, or I don't think people want to understand it, because I think their ego possibly gets in the way of understanding that. And if you remove the ego as the forefront of your driving force and just putting the health in front of the ego, I think more people would move better and understand that what you just said, mobility and stability is the groundwork. Focus on that and leave the ego outside the door, and everyone would be much better off. And then you can get as strong as you want, but you need that. So that groundwork laid, which is great. Well said.
It's definitely something that sometimes when you're in the gym environment, you're always just doing the same thing, pushing the same weights, the same machines, and then you kind of get carried away. And I mean, the ego workouts are fun to do, but you can't take the pickle jar off the top shelf. There's no point.
The ego never tells the truth, though, right?
No, it doesn't ever
tell
the truth.
The truth. So you can feel it for that moment, but anyway. So Eric, what type of clients do you enjoy working with, and what are typically their goals?
Well, kind of just building off of what we were just talking about. The people I like to work with are the ones that want to move, feel, and play better, right? And so what does that mean? It means someone who's looking to try to increase their movement capacity or their mobility, someone who wants to experience less pain or recover from injury quicker, and someone who wants to optimize their sport performance, specifically in rotational sports, but someone who can usually appreciate that over time, you just can't ignore the past injuries or the repetitive stress of your sport, or your goals change over time to, I just want to play more golf with less pain, I want to be able to hang out with my grandkids longer and not be out of breath. So those types of ideas and concepts land nicely into kind of where I like to spend my time with my clients. So awesome. That's kind of the people I like to attract, and I'm trying to get better at attracting, like, you know, just having a irresistible offer for those types of people and those types of clients.
Right.
Sure, I can make you stronger, and we can run faster, and we can do deadlift personal best. Sure, awesome. I love doing that stuff too.
Right.
But I think the people who can appreciate the process and the layers.
Well said.
Very forward.
Yeah, the process is so important. Well said. We love that.
Yeah.
Well said. Okay, so this kind of leads in, but how do you feel mindset plays a part in sort of someone achieving their results or their goals?
Well, that's we can do a whole podcast on mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's mindset's been tested to the max in the last year. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a huge part in life in general. You know, relationships, work, business, whatever it might be. Super huge. Try to stay in the right state, keep the right focus, keep your energy in the right place. Right. I love this quote by Tony Robbins. It's like, where focus goes, energy flows. Right. So I try to get people, my clients, as an initial start point, is just to set the scene. Right. You're looking for this over here at the end point. Okay. This is the amount of work that we need to do. This is the amount of time that it's going to take. This is the process. Right. So at least they get an idea right away that this isn't going to be something that's going to be accomplished in 2 weeks.
Right.
It's something that's going to require some effort, some commitment. So that lays the kind of like the scene for them to understand what's going to happen next and in the future. And then I just try to get people to zone in on what they're doing in the moment, right? And like, if I need to do some breath work with someone for a while to get them to like take, you know, to get their focus set, or do some energizing, some flow to just get some blood going and get them to kind of zone in, because, you know, and get them aware of that mind-body connection, right? Like the nervous system and the muscular system, they're one controls the other, right? So if you're not in it on every rep and on every set, and you're not breathing properly, those are the things that are going to allow you to get the most out of all your exercises, right? So I try to get that going a little bit at the beginning of the session. And I think that
that makes sense.
It's good. Yeah.
Working from the inside out as opposed to the outside in, and really, just, like, just
bring it back to the moment, the present. You know.
Yeah, and I think
that's important. It's overlooked.
Like the intention. Like, what's your intention here? You know,
exactly. Setting that.
Why would you spend 45 minutes with me if your head's in the clouds? It doesn't make any sense to me, right?
Yeah.
No.
I try to like relate it back to something like, you know, you spend all this time. Take it to like a work example. Like you spent all this time, build like all these hours, like to get your MBA or to get this job promotion or whatever. Like, the amount of work and concentration that you're doing there, why wouldn't you take it into fitness? It's not, there's no quick fixes in fitness, right? It's a process. So you got to put as much work into that as anything, right?
Yeah.
So
it's another art form. Yeah, totally.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I try to set the scene there a little bit so they can stay present, you know?
Yeah.
Good idea.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. So Eric, how do you continue to learn and stay on top of things within the industry?
Yeah.
And do you have any big inspiration that inspires you?
Ooh, inspiration. I like that. Well, I mean, from a learning, like, professional development standpoint, I mean, there was always lots of resources online available, but obviously since the pandemic hit, every organization, everybody didn't have a online game has certainly taken it up like 6 levels, right? So I'm privileged to have, gained certifications and knowledge through a couple of really great organizations, and they continue to have these kind of weekly discussions, monthly workshops. They've allowed me to audit my certifications online since everything happened in the last year. like the TPI guys, the Titleist Performance Institute, like they're always allowing us to audit our courses, or they're doing talks on, their strategies and their philosophies around how the body has a huge effect on your physical performance on the course. So that's been great to kind of keep up with that, and Q&A stuff. And these guys they're just making themselves available for us to like write in or listen in. And it's just been great. And the functional movement guys, FMS guys, same thing. And always talking about how, they're just reviewing and always analyzing their own philosophies and tweaking things and what's working, what's not, because they've done so much work over the last 20, 30 years, both those organizations, and they've tested and analyzed so many people that it's just an ongoing revision right, of the process. So to have access to that's been phenomenal. And I was able to do another like fascial stretching for rotational golf through the TPI guys last March. So that's been fantastic. Like a bunch of Eldoa stuff. And
nice.
Yeah, you're Eldoa, right?
Yeah, it's specific to rotation. So it's not the full Guy Voyer kind of course that you would do where you're getting into every single segment of the spine and every single joint, but it's specific to hips, trunk, neck, shoulders. So, I mean, you can apply that to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And then the other cool thing that I did in January was I did that whole New World, New You challenge with Tony Robbins. Okay. So that was like one of his, like he couldn't do his seminars in person, obviously. So he sent out a challenge to anyone who wanted to do this 4-day online kind of like a mindset challenge to just get people to start to realize that you do have control over your state. You can create a specific story that you want to put out there for people to attract themselves to. And if you can adjust your energy and your language and stay in that forward positive momentum, like whether it's in life or a relationship or business, like you can start to anticipate the compelling future that you want to create for yourself. So there's like hundreds of thousands of people on these calls. It was just inspirational, and so many people sharing stories, and there's lots of challenges and actionable steps that you could put into place right away. So that was a really cool experience too.
That's cool. Yeah. Sounds like you got a whole gamut of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the mind busy,
Yeah.
Good.
And so who's your inspo?
The inspiration. I would say, as a dad, my daughter is definitely my
I would agree. Yeah.
The inspiration. Your kids are always looking, always listening to what you're doing, what your habits are, whether they're good or bad, right? So she's been, she knows about squat technique, and she can, she's learning lots of stuff, and she's asked to be in my videos. She's been in some of my videos.
She has. I've seen some of those. They're really cute.
I know, she's great. So, as parents, we're raising leaders, right? So, it's just been nice. It's been nice to have more time with my family over the last year, and probably spend more time with my family than I ever have, right? And but specific to fitness and healthy living and good eating and sleep and just communicate, all that kind of stuff, that my inspiration comes from her.
That's good.
And you want to look the part. You want to be an inspiration to my family, my friends, my peers, as someone who's pushing through and trying to inspire people to take control of their active living and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, and I need my workouts to stay sane too, like just clear the mind and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think from a fitness standpoint, a lot of us in the fitness industry that we're leading a group of people or feel that we're leaders had to keep that up, right? Because just because the gym closed down doesn't mean that your obligation to the world as a fitness leader needs to stop. And so it's good that you're presenting yourself online and continuing that foundation inspiration to other people so that they can keep going. So well done.
Yeah. Thanks. It's those, just those little daily forward steps. Hopefully they just continue to put you in the right position and place for, you want to come out of this, with some momentum, versus sitting back on it and get lost in the shuffle.
Totally.
Okay, now an important question. Super important question.
Yeah.
You're only allowed one piece of equipment for the rest of your life. What would you choose and why?
Do we really need equipment? Can I just go pick up a rock and do pull-ups on a tree branch? Come on.
You're saying no equipment.
Okay, well,
you can say that. You can say that. I just want to be clear.
I know. I've really enjoyed the outdoor workouts and being more creative and just like doing, what feels good and have some fun with it. You know what I mean? I mean, if I had to choose like a piece of equipment, like in a gym, it would be like those adjustable cable stacks. I love those things.
Like a functional.
Like those free motion ones where you can just put it on 17 different angles and do hundreds of different drills. That's probably my go-to for.
That's the first time we heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of kettlebells.
I would say if I needed one piece of something heavy, it'd be like a couple 40 kettlebells probably.
Yeah. But no, I like your tree branch rock throwing.
Yeah.
Somersault, crawling, hill runs kind of thing.
That's where the money. That's where the money is.
I'm down for that.
You just need you don't need equipment. You just need the terrain.
You just gotta run to it.
Environment. Yeah, exactly.
You need creativity and you need the environment, and you go and just give it. I like
camping.
Well, well done.
Okay. So what equipment do you use most often with your clients though?
Are we talking a gym environment?
No, now. We're talking we don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah. I hear you. I would say probably the most versatile thing that I do with my clients is a bunch of different band work. So either like a power band I've gotten them to buy, or the ones with the door anchors and the handles and the different resistances, because you just can do so much with such a small amount of space.
Yeah.
So I've been they've been slowly gathering their equipment from this company called Ultimate Home Gym, and
don't know them. Don't know those guys.
They've been a good resource for us.
Good, that's amazing.
Good, awesome.
How can people connect with you online? Like, what's your best avenue to connect with you?
Reach out to you.
Reach out to you.
People can find me online pretty much on I'm always on Instagram, Facebook. I have a YouTube channel, all under Advanced Form Fitness.
Advanced Form Fitness. Okay, we'll link it below.
Yep.
Okay, good. And then my website's ericbols.com. So if you want a little bit more kind of detail on who I am and my philosophies and what kind of programs and packages I run, so you can go there.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for that. We really appreciate it. Great information, great insights. So I think you're going to get users to get a lot of information from you. So thank you so much.
Lots of good gems in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is a lot of fun. And again, thanks, for you guys to, keep pushing and you guys made your pivot. So keep going. And I think it's more important now than ever that, small businesses and entrepreneurs like us kind of support one another, because
I agree.
Oh yeah, totally.
The masses need our expertise and our knowledge more than ever now. So keep up the good work, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you. And nice hair. I like your hair.
Yeah, not as good as yours. I'm in an awkward stage.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. It's always, once it starts going longer, it's always awkward. This is Dan Jackson. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Fit Pro series.